Hare Krishna. One who is a spiritualist should approach this material world keeping in mind that the ultimate goal is to quit this material world and go back to Godhead, to engage in eternal loving devotional service. For example, your father sends his son to a college with the idea that he will go through the education, earn his degree, come back and join my business and assist me in my business. Similarly, Lord Krishna has sent us to this material world so that we go through this world in such a way that we will return back to him and assist him and engage in his Nitya Leela eternally. When the father is sending the boy to the college, the father's education is to see him educated and earn a degree. But when the boy enters the college, his goal is to enjoy. You ask a boy, why are you joining college? Oh, I can play games. I can go for swimming pool. I can watch cinemas. I can join different clubs. I'll go for picnics. All these things may be there, but that is not the goal of joining a college. The goal of joining a college is to go through the education, become qualified to be able to take up the business of the Father. Similarly, the conditioned souls who have come to this world, forgetting the ultimate goal of life, they get carried away by running here and there, seeking after the pleasures, petty pleasures of this world. Shabda, rasa, rupa, gandha. Sparsha, rasa, shabda, rupa, gandha. 5 things. So, as we get into this world in an enjoying mood, whether you are accepting brahmacharya ashram or you are accepting grihastha ashram, there is no difference. If anybody enters into any one of these ashrams with an enjoying mentality, he is sure to be diverted, distracted, and carried away. Like if somebody joins brahmacharya ashram because outside world jobs are very difficult nowadays, you have to work very hard. In temple you get nice prasad, just chant and dance and eat prasad and go to sleep. Nobody will survive as a brahmachari like that. Brahmachari has to be very hardworking. From 3 a.m. in the morning and 9 p.m. at night, we work more harder than outside also. So unless one enters brahmacharya ashram with the desire of taking responsibility in Prabhupada's mission and expanding the movement, then a lethargic brahmachari will not survive for a long time. Similarly, one enters grihastha ashram with an enjoying mentality. Oh, if I marry, I will enjoy life. Then he will be frustrated also very soon. So therefore, all through the Shastras, there is teaching about giving up material attachment. Prahlad Maharaj also speaks about giving up material attachment, but he was married also. He was a king. So he did not accept the marriage or the kingship for enjoyment. He accepted it for responsibility. Taking responsibility on behalf of the Supreme Lord. So, in the 10th offense, it is said that if one maintains material attachments, that is an offense. It doesn't say one has material attachments. What it says? What is the difference between having material attachment? You are not scolded for having material attachment, but you are condemned for maintaining them. Which means, if your room becomes clumsy, it's all right. But if you maintain the room clumsy for all time, that is dangerous. If your gutter just outside your house is choked, that is not a problem. But if you remain it choked for 1 or 2 months, it's a problem. Because a choked gutter will produce mosquitoes. Mosquitoes will bite you. A mosquito-bitten person can get malaria. Malaria person will be bedridden for a week. His work will be affected, health will be affected. Some people die also due to dengue, mosquito and all that. So in this way, we complicate our life by maintaining a stagnated gutter. Similarly, when the material desires are maintained in our heart, they become the cause of our fall down. Just like if you hold a brick in the hand, that's not very heavy. But you hold it for 5 minutes, it is heavy. If you maintain material desires, they become heavier and heavier, like more and more luggage. Imagine having 2 suitcases on your head and 2 bags on either side of your shoulder. How long can you walk? Similarly, The metal attachments are like a knot that is tying your legs and not letting you walk ahead. Therefore, Lord Krishna says in Gita and also in Bhagavatam, there are many verses giving clues on how to get rid of metal attachments, attachment to opposite sex, attachment to wealth, attachment to position, attachment to possessing things. All these attachments, dhanam, janam, sundarim. How to get rid of the attachments? One solution Krishna gives. Maya asaktamana partha yogam yunjan madashrayah asamshayam samagram mam yada jnasasi tat shrunu. The 7th chapter, 1st verse, Lord Krishna says, hear the transcendental knowledge very attentively and contemplate on that subject matter. How Krishna is the owner of spiritual world and material world. He is the master of everything, controller of everything. And all jivas are his servants. To serve him, please him, is the ultimate goal of life, and it's a liberating agent. It liberates us from this world. So in this way, hearing, tat shruno, by hearing repeatedly the transcendental information, detachment will develop from matter and attachment to Krishna will increase. That is one thing. One of the ways he is saying. Because knowledge, when it dawns, then detachment develops. For example, somebody shows you a laddu from a distance. You will come running to it because you cannot have it. When you come near, you find it's full of ants. You will take a U-turn and run away. Similarly, in this world, we are having material attachment towards so many things because from a distance they look attractive. When you come near and see the reality for what they are, you will run away. So that is the first thing. Awaken knowledge. Get enlightened. Open your eyes and see the truth for what it is. Run towards the reality. Run away from illusion. So this is the first thing. Second thing, Bhagavatam it is said, Prasangam majanam pasham atmanak kavayo viduhu sayeva sadhushu krito mokshadvaram apavritam. In this world, attachment to material things is binding. Attachment to saintly persons is liberating. If you have a stick, you throw a stick in the water in a well, stick will float. If you throw an iron ring, it will drown. But if you put the iron ring over the stick and then put both of them together, what will happen? It will float. So iron ring is compared to conditioned soul and a stick is compared to liberated soul. So if a conditioned soul becomes attached to a liberated soul, he can also float in bliss. That is the meaning of that. So our attachments can be easily severed by associating with saintly persons who are already liberated. So liberated saintly persons are blissfully situated. By associating with them, we also become liberated. This is a second solution given. The third solution Narada gives, Asankalpat jayet kamam dambam mahadupasaya, is saying, Asankalpat jayet kamam. By taking a determined vow, one can conquer attachments. For example, on Ekadashi day, you take a determined vow. Today, I will not touch grains. So how many of you follow strictly Ekadashi? You don't touch grains on Ekadashi day? See, all of you are able to follow because you have taken a vow. And it's a determined vow. You know it is sinful to eat grains on Ekadashi day. You don't touch it, isn't it? Similarly, you take a vow that whatever agents are increasing my material attachment, I will not touch them. They are like poison. And if you take a vow and tell your senior that I am planning to follow this, please bless me. And because of having taken that vow and not going in the wrong direction, you can conquer attachments. So, in this way, there are various solutions given. So, the last one I told you is taking a determined vow. The one before that I told you is developing attachment to saintly persons. The very first one I told you is to get enlightened in transcendental knowledge. By awakening transcendental knowledge, it's like light is, when light is on, darkness is gone. So, that's why prema bhakti aha hoite, avidya vinasha jate. So, these are all well-known solutions in the scriptures. But the most powerful solution to rise above all mental attachments is chanting of the holy name. Because the chanting of the holy names are sarva roga nivarani. It can destroy all that is inauspicious in our heart. And it can fill up our heart with auspicious vibrations. It transforms lust into love. Lusty person becomes a lover of God, like Ajamila. He chanted the holy name, he became a lover of God. Angry person becomes submissive. Like Durvasa Muni, after seeing Ambarish Maharaj, he glorified the holy name and he became very submissive. You can see that. A greedy person becomes completely satisfied. The man who went to Sanatana Goswami and took the Paras money, he was a greedy man. But after receiving the holy name, he became completely peaceful and satisfied. So, the nature of the holy name is to destroy all that is inauspicious, that is taking us away from Krishna, keeping us away from Krishna. And the purpose of the holy name is to cleanse our heart and bring us closer and closer to Krishna's lotus feet. So, if one, even unknowingly, inattentively, chants the holy name, making an effort to attain the Supreme Lord, you will see that gradually, all the unwanted things go away from the person's life. He becomes purer and purer, and then material attachments are gone, and spiritual awakening happens. So daily in the chanting of the holy name, one can pray to the Lord that I am stuck up with these material attachments. Please kindly liberate me from these ropes which are keeping me pinned down on the material platform. And once you relieve me from this, I want to fastly progress back home, back to Godhead, because material world is an alien yoke and spiritual world is our natural home. Let me quit this place and return back to Godhead. Prabhupada says chanting of the holy name means resigning from Maya's company and getting admitted into Krishna's company. That's the purpose of the chanting of the holy name. Daily we are declaring to Maya Devi, bye-bye. Now I am on my, preparing to go back to Godhead now. Here is my resignation letter to you. Please kindly take it. Relieve me. And then to Radha and Krishna, I tell them, here is a petition for joining the new company. From Bhuloka to Goloka. And that's made possible by chanting Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram. Hare Ram Prabhu ki